with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Live from Bazalone Field in Bridgewater, New Jersey, it's the 9th annual Gunnery Sergeant John Basilone Bowl on Central Jersey Sports Radio. Tonight, to benefit the Bazalone Memorial Foundation, and thanks to the U.S. Marine Corps, 80 Somerset and Hunterdon County high school seniors will do battle one last time as the Devil Dogs against the Leathernecks. The 2022 Basilone Bowl on Central Jersey Sports Radio is brought to you in part by the Barker Lounge, Daycare, Boarding and Grooming in East Brunswick, Elite QB Football Training Academy, full-service training and development for quarterbacks at all levels at EliteQB.com. Jan Promotions, official outfitter of Central Jersey Sports Radio. And by Bellamy & Son Paving, for all your paving, landscaping, and excavation needs at BellamyandSonPaving.net.
Well, you've heard of Christmas in July or Christmas in August. This is football in June. Hi, everybody. Mike Pavlichko, Dom Savino. Welcome to Bazalone Field in Bridgewater. It's the 9th annual Bazalone Bowl. Mike Pavlichko, Dom Savino along with you. Dom, it's June. It's kind of like one of those late August, early September starts. We're here for some high school football, and it is seniors from Somerset and this year more from Hunterdon County. Last time on the field for some of them. Some will be playing in college, some will not. Some will be playing other sports as well. Good to be back with you, my friend.
Yeah, good to be back with you too, Mike. And this is always a fun event, the Bazalone Bowl. A chance for, as you mentioned, seniors to get their final game at least on a high school football field. And to do it for a great cause, too, something we'll talk more about. John Bazalone, this field at Bridgewater-Raritan High School is named after him. He's a World War II legend, a hero. And 60 seniors get to put on a helmet, put on some shoulder pads, and play some football one more time as a high school student before they go off to bigger and better.
Almost didn't get to. You know, you've heard of all these supply chain shortages and things like that. For those who don't know, if you don't play football or you're not a parent of a football player or a coach, every year, and this is by state law, by the way, every year your football equipment has to be reconditioned. They got to make sure it's safe. All the padding in the helmet, all the shoulder pads, everything else is safe for these kids to play in. Well, it took a while, and they only got some of them back at the beginning of this week. So this was almost a flag football game, but a lot of credit to a bunch of people, including Mike Fronheim at Riddell for helping get these done, and also Andy West, the Ridge coach, who Rick Mance, the new Bridgewater-Raritan coach, which is so weird to hear him say "Go Panthers" on his cell phone, right? From so many years ago being at Hillsborough. But Ridge and Andy West actually donated some helmets as well and some equipment that they could get this going. So Rick was just telling me about that. We were having a conversation this morning. He'll be one of the coaches in this game. A lot of great stories, a lot of players that, you know, we covered back in the fall, and a lot of guys who were going on to some other things. Some guys who won championships out here with Hillsborough. There are 6 players selected for the game from Hillsborough. So we'll get into all of those stories as we go throughout this game. The 2 teams are the Leathernecks and the Devil Dogs. And the Leatherneck is a slang military term for a Marine Corps member. Mostly originated, they wear these leather stock around the neck, and that's kind of where they came from. The Devil Dogs, and this was American media reports came out with this. Marine Corps legends say they were used by, that name was used by the German soldiers to describe the U.S. Marines who fought in the Battle of Belleau Wood in 1918. They fought with such ferocity, they likened them to dogs from hell.
Doggedness.
So we have the Devil Dogs and we have the Leathernecks in this game, the 9th annual game. Dom, good to be with you. We're going to be back in a little bit. We're going to hear from a few players, a couple of players on this team. And if you were on our website at all and got a chance to look at these, Andre Somoya. I'm not sure if I got that right. It's French, and it only took me one try on mic with him, but that's because he said it right before I did it. It's just trying to get those. I know how it's supposed to sound. It's a matter of getting it to come out that way. So we're going to hear from him during this game as well. And also Marvin Cruz, Andre from Montgomery, Marvin Cruz from North Plainfield. Andre is joining the Army ROTC down at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, where he will go. Marvin Cruz is going to be joining the Marines. We'll hear from both of them, and from the Marine Corps, Captain Kevin Kaiser. They're so instrumental in having this game go off every year and also getting it back after the year off due to COVID. So that's all coming up. You're listening to the 2022 Bazalone Bowl on Central Jersey Sports Radio at cjsportsradio.com.
Attention quarterbacks, do you want to improve your game, need to work on footwork, mechanics, decision-making? Enroll with Matt Bastardi at the Elite QB Football Training Academy. Matt has either played quarterback or coached them for over 4 decades, working with some of New Jersey's finest quarterbacks over the years, including many playing in the Big Central Conference like Hillsborough's Jay Maswera, who's in tonight's Basilone Bowl. Find out more by visiting EliteQB.com. That's EliteQB.com. Full-service training and development. Let's go on the field at Basilone Stadium, getting ready for the Basilone Bowl coming up. Andre Sumel, did I get it right?
Yeah.
All right, from Montgomery. What'd you play there?
I played defensive end and offensive guard.
All right, very good. And Zoran Milic, of course, very involved in this bowl game, your head coach. What's it like first, one more game as a senior?
I feel honored to be in this game. First of all, because John Bazalone, he was a great hero and we're playing for him, but also because it's really my last high school football game. I'm not going to be playing college football, so I'm going to have a great time, enjoy myself.
Did you know much about John Bazalone before this? I'm sure there were guys that you played with who graduated before you who went on to play in this game, but did you know much about him before?
So I've always been kind of a military history geek, so I knew who he was. I knew what he did, that he was a Medal of Honor recipient. I didn't realize he was from this close to where I live.
So you knew of him before you knew he was even from this area?
Yeah.
Ah, very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So get one last chance here, and we'll talk more about you being in the Army ROTC and where you're going after this. But what is it like, not only one more chance here, but playing with some of your teammates, but also guys that you've played against, and then trying to gel with those guys in a week here to get ready for an all-star football game?
Well, it's interesting because some of these guys, like the Hillsborough guys, I've kind of practiced with like in the off season, so we always like talk smack to each other about who's gonna beat who during the season. But it's really interesting to actually like play with them, and it's should be fun because it's like playing with new guys, new teammates.
So you're going to Virginia Tech.
Yes.
And you're not going to play football. You will be in the Army ROTC.
Yes.
What inspiration to get involved, whether it's Army, ROTC, whatever, other guys in the Marines, what inspiration to get involved in that?
So I find that I get most satisfaction and I do best when I'm doing something that helps others or serves others. I'm also a volunteer firefighter in my town, so just doing things like that. I also, like I said, I'm a military history geek, and I wanted to honor the sacrifices of those who were in the military before me, and be part of something bigger than me.
So that drives me back to another question. Where does military history geek come from? Where do you get that? How does that come out in you?
So my dad is also a military history geek.
So it's genetic.
So I grew up like watching the movies about like Gettysburg and like Saving Private Ryan and all those things, and it just built up in my own interest.
So what is involved in being in the Army ROTC at Virginia Tech?
So Virginia Tech is unique because they're one of 3 senior military colleges, and they have a corps of cadets. So it's like a large contingent of ROTC cadets, and so like a typical day would be like wake up at 5:30 for PT, and then you go through your regular classes in uniform, and then you have military science classes, and you meet with your they have officers on site who you meet with and talk with. So it's a great opportunity because you commission as an officer once you graduate, and you also have the connections to all the officers who have taught you and gotten you through it.
And what are the other 2 schools? Do you know? I'm not sure.
So I think the other one is Texas A&M. And I forget, I'm blanking on the third one.
So I know Rutgers has an ROTC on campus, but is that something different then?
They have battalions. So they have the Army ROTC battalion, the Navy battalion, the Air Force battalion. So it's but our Corps of Cadets has people who are in ROTC, but they're not going to commission because you can do military leader track or civilian leader track.
Gotcha. Okay. So the future for you is what? What ideally? What is the dream thing to do once you're done then at Virginia Tech down in Blacksburg?
So when I graduate, I owe 5 years of active service and 3 years reserve. So I'll definitely do that and enjoy it, and then really see where I'm going from there.
Well, for now, you'll get to enjoy one last time out on the football field under the lights here on Tuesday. So
Definitely.
Congrats on getting into this game and being here, and good luck.
Thank you.
I'm Mike Pavlichko on Central Jersey Sports Radio. We'll have more of our pregame coming up from the Basilone Bowl in Bridgewater after this on CJSportsRadio.com. For the best in doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming, it's the Barker Lounge in East Brunswick. Whether you're going to work, on vacation, or your four-legged friend needs a little trim and cleanup, the Barker Lounge has you covered. They know finding someone to take care of your pooch isn't an easy decision, but they make it easy with their expert staff, and they'll treat your dog with care. Visit thebarkerlounge.com. That's the Barker, B-A-R-K-E-R, lounge.com, or call them at 732-390-0563. The Barker Lounge, 725 Cranberry Road, near Dunham's Corner, the Barker Lounge in East Brunswick.
Mike Pavlichko here on Central Jersey Sports Radio, and we're talking with Marvin Cruz of North Plainfield, playing in the Basilone Bowl. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for interviewing me, sir.
All right. You're a senior, and you're graduating, and you get to play one more football game. First, what's that like?
It feels amazing playing one more game, be able to play with my friends one last time and be able to make more memories with them.
And you get to play with a bunch of guys that you've probably played against, some that you haven't. What is that like, just kind of that group getting together and trying to gel here for a week?
It's definitely, interesting. So we lose to some of them, but definitely an interesting feeling, a great feeling to play with some familiar faces.
And the coaches, and as you try and just kind of get a game plan together, what's that like?
Definitely just new coaches, definitely just trying to connect with new people and, just trying to have fun.
So tell me what it means to be in the Basilone Bowl. I mean, this is a game, I'm sure you guys know the history of John Bazalone. He's a huge figure around here. This stadium is named after him. What does it mean to play in a game like this?
It's a great honor to play a game like this, to play for a man in his honor. Like I said, it's a great privilege and it's a great honor to just represent him, for him and for all he means.
So you've decided to join the Marines. So what does that mean for you coming up? What's next?
For me, just getting ready for boot camp. I joined the Marines because of with the honor, and I felt as I needed to help and protect people, and I felt as joining the Marine Corps was the best way I could help the world and everyone in it.
What do you have to do to be able to do something like that? I mean, in high school, what about grades, preparation? How do you even begin to think about something like that?
You definitely have to have good grades. You don't have to be an excellent student, but you definitely have to have good grades. You have to have honor and passion to be and want to be in it, dedication as well. It took a lot of pride and a lot of decision making to make sure this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, for a good 8 years of my life. It takes a lot of pride and it takes a lot of dedication.
It may only seem like the rest of your life, right?
It only seemed like it.
What's the inspiration, though? I mean, do you have a family member who was in? What made you say, hey, this is something I'm going to do?
I personally don't have any family members in it. I always wanted to be the first, and I guess just seeing them in uniform and what they stand for and their meaning always just struck with me in my heart.
Was there some moment, though, that you saw them somewhere, whether it's a parade on television or read about it? What was it?
It was actually at the Basilone Bowl where they marched, and seeing them in uniform, the way they marched and how disciplined they were, it just stuck with me, and it's just, stayed in my head.
So you've been at this game before, you've watched this, and now you get to play in it one last time and go on and do something good this also for the Bazalone Foundation.
Yes, sir. I saw my former teammates play in the game, and it was just such an inspiration and such a great feeling seeing them play. Now get to play in it, it's just a great moment.
Well, congratulations on being in this game, and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Mike Pavlichko on Central Jersey Sports Radio. We'll have more of our pregame coming up from the Basilone Bowl in Bridgewater after this on cjsportsradio.com.
If you're looking for branded merchandise, look no further than Jan Promotions. For over 40 years, they've been serving all of New Jersey with thousands of items to suit your needs and your budget. They've got everything from tech items like flash drives to bags, mugs, glasses, and sports bottles. From a 50-cent keychain to a glistening $500 custom award, make Jan Promotions your only source for all your ad specialty needs. They can help your small business or big corporation. Free setup and shipping on a wide range of products. Visit janpromotions.com or call 201-641-2803. That's 201-641-2803 or online at janpromotions.com.
Mike Pavlichko here on Central Jersey Sports Radio as we get set for the Basilone Bowl at Bazalone Memorial Stadium at Bridgewater-Raritan High School. And we're joined by... We really appreciate it.
The pleasure is really all mine. I'm absolutely excited to be participating in this year's Basilone Bowl, and I think it's going to be awesome.
So you've been in this area for a few years now and involved with the Basilone Bowl. You were around for it last year as they came back and brought the game back after COVID. Tell me about the Marines' involvement in this game, and I mean, they've been involved from the very beginning. This is the 9th annual game. Tell me about the involvement in putting this game on.
The Gunner Sergeant John Basilone Bowl, it's unique in that it's played in the honor of his namesake, Gunner Sergeant John Basilone. He grew up in Raritan, New Jersey, and it's really all about commemorating him, his indomitable and spear-hearted spirit, exceptional leadership, and that's what we're commemorating. So leading up to the game tonight, the coaches, the Marines, we go out and facilitate practices, pull-up bar challenges, a number of other events and just spirit competitions to celebrate and ignite that same spirit of John Basilone and everything he stands for. And with that, the principles of honor, courage, and commitment, and everything the Marine Corps stands. So it's a great event, and we get a great turnout, and it's just an awesome event every year.
And it's funny because, we're all local here. I know you're from Maryland, but you've been in New Jersey here a little while. We're all local here, and, you can't go 5 feet in Raritan, his hometown, without something with his name on it, whether it's a statue or a park bench or a flag or something. The stadium is named after him at Bridgewater-Raritan High School. But as you were telling me, and I asked you, I said, how much of his story do you know, not being from this area? And you said to me, every good Marine should know his story. He is held in such high regard in the Marines, not just locally in this area, right?
That's right. He's the Medal of Honor recipient who, for his heroic actions in World War II on Guadalcanal, as well as the Navy Cross recipient, which is the second highest award in the Marine Corps and the Navy, only given out to those of distinct valor, as well as Purple Heart recipient for those who are wounded in action. This is a highly decorated Marine who changed the course of the entire campaign and that battle on Guadalcanal. One individual from New Jersey, one outstanding Marine who can take up his machine gun or his weapon and turn and change the fate. That's what being a Marine, every Marine would aspire to if that opportunity were given to them to respond in that way. And it's a beautiful, awesome thing that we get to come out here and pull together approximately 80 students, scholar athletes, football players to represent their high schools. So that tradition of pulling everybody together, these are some of the most talented players in the local area. So every Marine knows that, and I think we do a great job of blending the community to share that story with some of the aspects of the game.
Now, you also have a number of people, as I understand, who will, I guess, officially be joining the Marines in some sort of ceremony. Is that correct today?
That's right. So we're going to have about 60 individuals, high school students who have already gone down to MEPS, and there are future recruits. They'll be leaving over the course of the next couple of months to Parris Island Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island down in South Carolina, and they'll do an oath of affirmation, the same oath that they took when they went to the military ensign crossing station and signed their various times and service agreements. They will reaffirm that oath, and it's a way for the community to send them off and say, hey, thank you for standing up. It takes a courageous man or woman to join the armed forces in today's chaotic environment. Very much so, just like Gunnery Sergeant John Basilone. He joined in the heat of World War II and responded in a heroic way when the time came to it. That's what, in many ways, these young men and women are also following in that tradition. So we'll reaffirm their oath on the field tonight before the start of the game and send them off well and express our appreciation for their commitment and demonstration of service.
And, of course, all the money raised from this game, and a lot of it from the ticket sales, of course, will go to the Bazalone Memorial Foundation, and they're involved with military families and cancer patients as well. Talk a little bit about that and what this game goes to benefit.
So the game itself, it does go to the Gunnery Sergeant John Basilone Foundation, and they do fantastic things around the community. The Basilone Bowl itself pulls together so many groups, organizations, schools together for this game. It builds and strengthens relationships and connects this amongst the athletes and the hometown communities. And that organization, the John Basilone Bowl Foundation, does that same exact thing. It's a game and an opportunity that goes hand in hand what they're about. And that's what we're celebrating as well tonight.
And, of course, you'll be there to present the colors and all that. You'll be there tonight along with several others from the Marines. So thanks for taking the time, and we're looking forward to seeing you a little bit later on tonight here on the field.
We'll be certain to bring out the flair. We'll have our color guard presented by Combat Logistics Battalion 25. We'll have the Marine Corps Quantico Band performing in full. They'll bring out a Louisiana-style brass band to perform at the halftime show. So we'll be sure to show up in force for the game tonight.
Very good. Enjoy. Have fun. There'll be a lot of pageantry tonight. Captain Kaiser, thanks for your service. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us today.
Semper Fidelis, thank you so much.
Coming up, our national anthem and the coin toss. That's next from the 2022 Bazalone Bowl on Central Jersey Sports Radio. When you have a paving job, large or small, call Bellamy & Son Paving in Piscataway for a job done right. Residential or commercial, they do driveways, parking lots, plus excavation, prep work, and stone paving. Bellamy & Son will provide you with a free estimate, and they're fully insured. Call them at 732-968-5999. That's 732-968-5999. Or visit BellamyandSonPaving.net. Bellamy & Son Paving, sponsor of the Big Central Player of the Week. Look for it every week on CJSportsRadio.com. Bellamy & Son Paving, a founding sponsor of Central Jersey Sports Radio.
If you're looking for branded merchandise, look no further than Jan Promotions. For over 40 years, they've been serving all of New Jersey with thousands of items to suit your needs and your budget. They've got everything from tech items like flash drives to bags, mugs, glasses, and sports bottles. From a 50-cent keychain to a glistening $500 custom award, make Jan Promotions your only source for all your ad specialty needs. They can help your small business or big corporation. Free setup and shipping on a wide range of products. Visit janpromotions.com or call 201-641-2803. That's 201-641-2803. Or online at janpromotions.com.
Mike Pavlichko, Dom Savino back with you at Bazalone Stadium. We have the Marine Corps, which will be performing the national anthem in a moment, presenting the colors right now. And so everybody up to their feet, and we will pick up our national anthem here at Bazalone Field as we get set for the 2022 Bazalone Bowl, the 9th annual. You're listening to right here on Central Jersey Sports Radio. And there's our national anthem with the Marine Corps band performing. They'll be performing at halftime, by the way. We're going to have the coin toss coming up as well in just a moment, so we'll get that from midfield. Probably one of the more serious national anthems you will ever see at the high school level, by the way. I think until you get to the Super Bowl, right, Dom? Yeah. We're just missing a flyover. So we're going to pick up Matt Moscow, our public address announcer for the coin toss.
Fans, at this time we ask that you turn your attention to the 50-yard line for tonight's ceremonial coin toss. The captains for tonight's game representing the Devil Dogs from Franklin High School number 22, Mashu Babalola. From Hunterdon Central High School number 4, Owen Bill. From Bridgewater-Raritan High School number 17, Joe Carroll. From South Hunterdon High School number 19, Nick Venatone. From Hillsborough High School number 77, Mark Gullah. Representing the Leathernecks from Montgomery High School number 2, Alex Benitez. From Delaware Valley High School number 2, Jaden Corbin. From North Hunterdon High School number 6, Nick Glucksman. From Voorhees High School number 8, Will Letters. And from Watchung Hills High School number 18, Andrew Scobell. Joining our team captains is Commanding Officer Major McDaniel Sharber Jr. They're also joined by a special guest to flip the coin, Mr. Joe Uzik. Sergeant Joe Uzik is a 1965 graduate of Plainfield High School who enlisted in the United States Marine Corps right after graduation, serving from 1965 to 1969. He served in Vietnam in 1967 and 1968, surviving the Tet Offensive. Upon his return to the United States, he had the task of notification of parents with an officer and served as an honor guard for over 300 Marine Corps military funerals. He was discharged as a sergeant in 1969. Joe has been the coordinator of the Veterans of America Day at the Somerset Patriots Ballpark. He has worked on the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation in New York City for many years and has been instrumental in sending thousands of packages to deployed service members around the world for years. Joe was instrumental in coordinating the rededication of the Gunnery Sergeant John Bazalone Field at Bridgewater High School in 2004.
And the captains, as you heard described, on the sideline still and getting ready to go out for the toss. Don, we got a great night here. 81 degrees, barely a cloud in the sky. It's just beautiful out.
Yeah, that's exactly what you hope for in a game like this, and a nice turnout, too. A couple of hundred folks here. I'm sure lots of family and friends. This is a cherished moment for them. You know, you don't expect to get one more game, even as a senior, even playing in Somerset County. So this is an extra special moment because we'll talk about it throughout the night. There are guys going to play college football, and some of them playing college lacrosse as well, college baseball. But for some of these guys, they're going to go to college to be a student. And so this is their last time putting on the pads.
Is that what you do there?
That is what you do.
I don't remember doing that.
The student and the athlete. Sometimes just the student.
I was an announcer. I don't remember being a student so much, but I remember a lot about being a broadcaster. That was a lot of fun. And for those of you who don't know, both Dom and I are Rutgers grads and WRSU alums. Neither of us turned pro early on, nor did we have NIL. So
there you go.
We couldn't.
A couple of
benefit
Rutgers
from
commits
that.
between the two teams, though.
Yeah.
Sami El Hadidi, long snapper for the Devil Dogs, highly regarded. And then we're not going to see him play today, but he's going to do a post-grad year at the Hun School and then committed to Rutgers for the following recruiting class. Logan Blake, tight end from Del Val.
And, of course, there's a Hillsborough player who's going to Rutgers who's also pretty darn good. He's not playing in this game, though, because he is already enrolled at Rutgers. He was there in the spring semester. And that, of course, Tommy Amankwa. Devil Dogs won the toss and elected to receive 12-minute clocks, just like regular high school football. No running clock unless it gets really hot and the guys start needing a breather. But 12-minute clocks. The only real difference, Dom, in the rules for today is no blitzing, no rushing on the kicker. But other than that, you can return kicks. No man-to-man type of defense type of thing. So the idea of this is to see a little bit of offense, but I'm sure there's some guys out there who want to hit and make some tackles too.
Have fun, score points, don't get hurt.
Stay healthy, that's right.
That is the
and hydrate.
The three keys for today's game.
This is not, we're in mid-June, just almost exactly. And this is kind of like, though, you get those early September weeks.
Sure, yeah. I mean, week 0 now is what?
Right.
It feels like it's July 14th
August
at this
26th,
point.
and I did get an email today from Old Bridge. They will be naming the press box at Bob DeMarco Field. They'll be naming the press box there after the late Ron Mazzola, who unfortunately passed a little while ago. And, boy, we do all miss him.
That's true.
Yeah. Just tremendous person. And, wow, I was at the wake for Ron. Very, I know that's a GMC world here, and we're out in Somerset County, but that was very, very touching. All going to miss him. All right, so we've got the Leathernecks to kick off, and handling the kickoff will be Winston Hess, it looks like. Is that no, that's Winston was going to replace the ball on the tee. Brandon Flores out of Manville. Is that Benitez? Okay, because he's got
there you go.
So everybody's got different color helmets on. Some have their school, some don't. Alex Benitez, who does everything for Montgomery, did everything for Montgomery. Quarterback, running back, played defense, kicker. Did it all for Zorn Milic there in a great career. Ball on the 40, and the Leathernecks are going to kick from right to left. And this one's going to go all the way back into the end zone, and it will be a touchback as Dylan Corsi catches it in the end zone. And so the Devil Dogs are going, all of a sudden they want a Drake's cake. Devil Dogs are going to start out on their own 20-yard line. I know, a different kind.
The big primer for folks listening at home or watching at home, too, on both teams, you've got several guys wearing the same number and the same jersey.
Yes.
It's not an offense-defense thing like in college where you might have a 6 who's a defensive back and a 6 who's a wide receiver.
Exactly.
You might have 6 throwing to 6 and being tackled by 6.
But we will also really, there are going to be starters in this game, but a lot of guys are going to sub in and out more often than you would see in your typical high school game. And so it looks like we've got, is that Jay Mazuera from Hillsborough, who will take the first snap as quarterback, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. And a handoff goes off the right side, and it's Colson, Nassan Colson of Franklin, 6'2", 195, and he picks up 14 yards to the right for a first down. Sherrod Tedder there for the tackle. He's out of Boundbrook. So we'll try and get you some of the players here. We'll just fill you in with guys on the O-line. First for the Devil Dogs, Ethan McLaughlin out of Hillsborough and Luke Molesky and Mark Gulla, 3 big guys up front for that state championship team. Going all the way to the South Regional Final, beat Kingsway up at SHI Stadium. 1st and 10 on their own 35 on a 15-yard run. And Mazuera is going to air this one out down the middle of the field. Has a man complete at the 30. It's caught by Owen Bill down to the 20, 10, and he escapes a tackle by Tedder into the end zone for a touchdown. 65 yards for Owen Bill, and he opens the scoring here just 48 seconds in. Dom, we said offense, didn't even get to give the rest of the offensive line for the Devil Dogs. Wow.
Yeah, as promised, score points. Jay Mazuera had a clean pocket, drop back, and was able to hurl a solid ball, solo coverage, of course, a solid ball to Fino, and Balin eluded that last tackle for a score.
All right, so the Devil Dogs kicking the extra point here, and we've got 2 13s. Maswera will hold, and Trevor McLaughlin will kick it through for the PAT. So 7-0 here in the early going, 11-12 to go in the first quarter. Might need a couple of sheets for the scoring recap here today, Dom. Nonetheless, let me get you at least some of the other Devil Dogs on the offensive line. John Watchku, he is from Franklin. He'll be on the O-line. Stephen Dow from Immaculata. Trevor McLaughlin, who kicked that extra point, playing for Toby Jeffries at South Hunterdon at tight end, and also kicked that PAT. Matt Caruso out of Pingree. Franklin, Tenney, and Jay Maswera are the 3 quarterbacks of the Devil Dogs. Receivers from Bridgewater-Raritan, Dylan Corsi, Owen Bill, who caught that 65-yard TD pass from Hunterdon Central, and some Hunterdon teams. And normally Del Val's in this game, but that's about it. But we'll get some other teams because they didn't have a game this year. From Immaculata, Anthony Rosetta, Jason Gonzalez from Manville, and Nick Venatone from South Hunterdon. The backs will be Evan Goldberg from Bridgewater-Raritan, Tyler Mishnard, a key part of that 13-0 Raider team, Deshaun Colson of Franklin, Niles Luke from Pingree. I'll get you the rest of everybody in a bit. So it's going to be McLaughlin to kick off. Ball on the 40. Kick off to our right, and that's going to be Tedder fielding on a bounce. And he'll call for, a touchback. Was he just in the end zone? I think he might have been. Yard run. No, Benitez. Maswera's going to air this one out down the middle of the field. Has a man complete at the 30. It's caught by Owen Bill down to the 20. From the 20. And he escapes for the Leathernecks. Let me try and get some offensive guys in here. O-line, Leo Ascona from Boundbrook, as well as Amsony Desir from Montgomery. Brandon Fiore, great center. Tom Markovich and Winston Hess from North Hunterdon, and from the Vikings, Voorhees, and Glenn Gardner, Brody Shaner, a Marist commit, and we'll get you the quarterback here. Let's see who we're going to have. It looks like Andrew Scopel will be the quarterback, take the first snap here. No, it's Will Letters in, and he throws to the left side, and he's got a man that's Mark Jenkins, and he's out of bounds at the 40-yard line for a gain of 20 on the play. 20-yard pass play from Will Letters, who will start at quarterback. A dual threat for the Leathernecks. Letters was expected to play a little defense, played for Ricky Kurtz out at Voorhees. He's a safety on the roster, but he didn't have a lot at the quarterback position, so you'll see him and Patrick Lapointevin. He's going to Bloomsburg.
Letters was a dual-threat quarterback for a couple of years.
Yeah.
For Voorhees.
1st and 10 at the 40, at their own 40 for the Leathernecks. A pass to the left to Jaden Brimage at a Boundbrook, cross midfield to the 45 and out of bounds at the 42-yard line, and wrestled down there by Nick Venatone from South Hunterdon, helping to wrap him up out of bounds. Josh Reed from Voorhees, Jaden Brimage, Aiden Mott at Boundbrook, Mark Jenkins, Montgomery, Marvin Cruz. You heard him in the pregame. Going to the Marines, Brian Hayward from Watchung Hills among the wide receivers. Dalen Joyce of Voorhees, David Walsh, Montgomery at the tight end spots. Alex Benitez, you'll see him in the backfield. He can also throw it. And Bryce Cobb from Boundbrook back there as well. 1st and 10 at the other 40 now. Handoff goes right side. It's Jenkins, and he gets to about the 40-yard line. He started at the 41. Gain of a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Leathernecks. Devil Dogs. Defense up front at the ends. Ryan Driscoll, Trevor McLowan, Josh Farrell from Bridgewater, South Hunterdon, and Immaculata. In the middle from Hillsborough, Andrew Santa Barbara, Hunterdon Central's Nick Lewis, and Bridgewater-Raritan's Riley Stevens and Matthew Messing. Get you linebackers and secondary in a minute. Want to recognize as many of the players as we can here. Get them all in for you. Letters will take the snap in the gun, hands off up the middle, and that's Benitez, and he's down to about the 37-yard line, hit by a pile there. Right up front, Matthew Messing was in there, and Riley Stevens. The linebackers, Anthony Yakubchuk from Manville, from Immaculata, Brandon McNabb, Bridgewater-Raritan's Joseph Carroll, Jacob Ventura from Pingree, Tyler Mishnard from Hillsborough, Zach Ventura, also from Pingree. Sal Volpe, Hillsborough, and Herb Toller, also from Pingree. 3 linebackers there from the Big Blue. In the backfield, Mashoud Babalola from Franklin, Brandon Flores, Manville, Nick Venatone from South Hunterdon, Niles Luke out of Pingree. 3rd down and 6 from the 37 of the Devil Dogs for the Leathernecks. And a keeper, and that's Letters, hit out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Make it the 32. Looks like he'll be a yard shy, Dom, and bring up a very, very short yardage situation here.
That was a great job. Jacob Ventura, he and his brother Zach are going to go play college ball at Carleton College out in Minnesota. Linebacker ranged from the middle linebacker spot over to the sideline and just cut off the corner for Letters and popped him about half a yard shy of the line of gain.
4th and 1, 32-yard line.
And of course you're going to go for it.
Of course.
It's the Bazalone Bowl.
Nobody's punting in the Bazalone Bowl. I don't think I see a couple of P positions on there. All right, 4th and 1. Here's Letters in the gun. 2 receivers right. Letters will keep it, go off tackle, dive across the 30, and he's got the first down about the 28-yard line. Will Letters, he can throw it, he can run it. That time he ran it, and that time he dove, too. Nice jump. They'll spot him at the 29-yard line, gain of 3, and it will be a first down for the Leathernecks.
Yeah, Joe Carroll from Bridgewater-Raritan, linebacker, got in there before Letters got across the line of scrimmage, but Letters with a nice leap, mentioned he's a dual-threat QB, and he showed off the legs to pick up the first down here.
So if you haven't figured it out from the names and teams that we told you, the Leathernecks are Bound Brook, Del Val, Montgomery, North Hunterdon, North Plainfield, Voorhees, and Watchung Hills. 1st and 10 at the 29. Letters in the gun, 2 receivers left, ball on the right hash. Letters takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Benitez, keeps it, gets wrapped up for no gain. And that was Sal Volpe out of Hillsborough, 6'2", 230, making the tackle right at about the line of scrimmage. And so if you haven't figured it out, the Devil Dogs are Bridgewater-Raritan, Franklin, Hillsborough, Hunterdon Central, Immaculata, Manville, Pingree, and South Hunterdon. Beautiful day for this one. And the nice thing for a lot of the fans, they are all in the shade.
Always nice.
Somehow there's enough shade from behind to nicely cover them up a little bit. And a smattering of fans, the bleachers across the way, who have invested in sunblock. If you haven't, you're on this side. 2nd down and 10 from the 29. Letters takes a snap. Rolling out to his right, avoids the pressure, throw to the right side, and it's incomplete down at the 5-yard line. So you can get in the backfield, you can get the quarterback, you just can't blitz is really the thing.
And they'd like to avoid what happened with Letters rolling out of the pocket and getting smacked. But, hey, it's football, and, if you're a guy like Will Letters, who might, I don't know exactly where he is in the college process, but might still be looking to get some tape to figure things out for next year. Welcome it. We want to run some guys over.
And some of you might be watching this and hearing us on YouTube. Thanks to Mai Day Productions for putting this together, and hopefully you're hearing it there. If you're not listening to us on cjsportsradio.com. From the 29, it's a 3rd and 10. And rolling out left, it's Letters. He looks left, and he's got a man, but it's out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. And he was looking on the play for Andrew Scopel of Watchung Hills, 6'4", 175. Caldwell Sprint Football is where he's going to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you got weight requirements, not a sport that's for offensive linemen. It's, as it sounds, sprint football, lots of offense.
Like a home run derby of football, basically.
In a way, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just teed up and go. It's like schoolyard ball, except they've got rules.
Right.
I was explaining to my daughter what wall ball was. Did you ever play that?
Of course
in school?
Did. I had a childhood, yeah.
Were you allowed to peg the player, or you had to throw it to the wall?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
All right. We only did that when the lunch aides weren't looking. So fourth down and 9, and looking to throw. It's down the right side towards the end zone, incomplete at the 2-yard line. And that's pretty good coverage right there as well. Looking for Jaden Brimage. Up Brandon Flores out of Manville on the coverage there, down in the right sideline, a couple yards from the pylon. Goes incomplete. So on a couple of plays, the Devil Dogs got a touchdown to go up 7-0, and the Leathernecks move it down the field. Got inside the other 30, but could not score. So back to the Devil Dogs.
Yeah, it does a nice job. Letters, as you mentioned, a couple of big chunk plays, able to get them inside midfield, but the Leathernecks, or no, the Devil Dogs, able to force the first couple incomplete passes of the game and stall out the drive.
So Devil Dogs have it. We saw Jay Maswera on the first series, and 1st and 10 at their own 29. It is Frank Lentini, and he's going to get sacked at his own 22-yard line. That's a loss of 7 on the play. Lentini from Hunterdon Central, 6'3", 190. He will be playing lacrosse in college at Stony Brook.
High snap, by the way, on that first play for Lentini. Nothing he can do about that. Andre Sumayan, who you talked to in the pregame, and Matt Snyder, a couple of defensive linemen, were clean into the backfield. Even with a good chest-high pass, Lentini would have been in trouble real fast.
He spotted at the 25, loss of 4 on the play. 6:20 to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 the score. Devil Dogs on top. They're wearing blue jerseys with red numbers and white stars on the shoulders, white pants. The Leathernecks with white jerseys, mostly, red numbers. A lot of red helmets. Both teams have some red helmets. Lentini throws left side. Got a man complete at the 36-yard line. That's Rosetta on the far sideline making the catch and then going right out of bounds at the 36. So a gain of 11 on the play, but they had a loss before that. So it'll be a 3rd down and 3 from their own 36. Really cool ceremony before the game. An enlistment ceremony, the oath of enlistment for a number of Marine Corps recruits from across the state. And it's kind of like renewing your wedding vows. They take that oath when they sign up, but they come here and do a very ceremonial thing. And it's a really cool thing to watch. So much tradition with the Marines. 3rd down and 3 now for the Devil Dogs from their own 36-yard line, left to right. And it is a handoff right, and that's Evan Goldberg from Bridgewater-Raritan up to the 44-yard line. And a gain on the play of about 8. I'll make that Tyler Mishnard. We do have a couple of number 4s out there. So Mishnard with the run, 5'11", 195-pound Hillsboro student athlete. Everybody, of course, graduating in these next couple of days, or some are done already. It's that time of year, and then off they go. So they try to get this game in before everybody leaves and goes off to their various destinations. 1st down for the Devil Dogs from their own 44-yard line. Going left to right, up 7-0, 4:40 to go, and a fairly quick first quarter. And it will come near side again to Mishnard, and gets across the 50, down to the 48-yard line into Leatherneck territory. In there on the stop, Keon Grinald from North Plainfield played on Sunday in the Phil Sims All-Star game up at Kane. So this is there's no pitch count. You don't have to have that much rest in between games. How often do you play 2 football games within a couple of days?
Yeah, not often. But, hey, you're only playing one half generally. And he's one of a couple guys who played in the Phil Sims North-South game. It's interesting doing the research about who's going to go play college football where. Some of these guys have not settled on that. And so I mentioned the idea of trying to get a game or 2 in to show some coaches some last film. Grinald may be in that category.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2 at the Leatherneck 48. Pass out in the flat, dropped by Mishnard off his hands at the line of scrimmage. We're at the 1st down marker, and it'll be a 3rd down and about 3. Good crowd on hand here. Good to see those. By the way, we'll also be in July. We'll have Christmas in July. We'll have football in July. We'll have the Marissa Tafaro Rose Bowl for you. Which will be another great event, and a charity organization does great work, and Greg Tafaro doing some great work with that organization. We're happy to be with that as well. And our sponsor, Bellamy & Son Paving, a big part of that as well. 3rd down and 3 from the Leatherneck 47. A handoff goes to Colson, and he's across the 45, steps back, and then goes down the sideline to the 35-30 on his feet. Gang tackle pushed down to the 28-yard line. And out of bounds there. Nice run by Nassan Colson, the senior from Franklin. They're all seniors. Yeah, I want to say sophomore, junior, what have you. And, yeah, they're all seniors. So Anyway, a big first down.
That was a solid run, too. Colson he picked up the first down, but about halfway through that 21-yard run, stopped himself, sort of like the stutter juke, where you let everybody fly by you and you cut yourself back in and pick up a couple extra yards. That's what he did. That's a good run.
So from the 27-yard line, going from left to right, with 2:58 to go now here in the first quarter, 7-0 the Devil Dogs lead. Scored on 2 plays on the first possession. Lentini throws left, incomplete, over the head of Anthony Rosetta, the Immaculata receiver, out at the 20-yard line. Be a 2nd down and 10.
Second and 10 for the Devil Dogs.
Just airmailed it. Rosetta came back to the ball about 5 yards from the line, and I think there was some pressure, too, that hurried up Lentini's delivery.
Now, I do notice that there is only one cheerleading crew here. There's not one for the Devil Dogs, and there's not one for the Leathernecks. So it's all together.
All-star cast of cheerleaders, too, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A big moment for them, too.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's got the smart Basilone Bowl red shirt. 2nd down and 10 from the Leatherneck 28 now. Goes to Mishnard, the left side. Can't get anywhere past the 30, which is 2 yards short of the line of scrimmage. So a loss of a couple there for Mishnard. And Nick Luxman in there. Liam McNannis, I should say. And it'll be a 3rd down and 12 coming up. Well, there are 3 number 6s. There might as well be 6 of them on the defense for the Leathernecks. So you got to try and quickly find the helmet.
3 4s as well.
A number of the Montgomery players have the gold helmet with the green M. Those are sharp colors, by the way. You got to get down to do a Montgomery game this year. A lot of teams to get to in that big Central. Got to get out to Montgomery. Maybe get 100 in Central. Of course, the big game to get this year, you can fit it in the schedule, be Bridgewater-Raritan, Hillsboro. Be Rick Mance, the new coach of the Panthers. It's still odd to say, will coach against his team where he won a state championship for him. 3rd down and 12 from the 30. And looking to pass is Mishnard off a feed, and then he's going to go down at the 29-yard line. He kind of got shoveled the ball and was looking to throw it, and then he got chased down. Actually picked up a yard on the play. Be a 4th and 12, and we're not going to see punts. Come on, we're not going to see field goals, right?
Yeah, no. It was a nice design, though. It's trying to get Mishnard a chance to drop back and throw on the little trick play.
They all do have kickers, though. I mean,
they do. It looked like 2. Number 26 in blue, it's Brandon McNabb, who's rostered as a linebacker, was the guy headed down the field looking to receive the pass.
So 4th down here. The coaches for the Devil Dogs, Kevin Carty of Hillsboro, John Simoneau from Bernards, Rick Manson, Joe Cahill from Bridgewater-Raritan, their high school right behind us. Don Adams, P.J. Jankowicz, you remember him from Middlesex, and Justin Balancet also from Hillsboro, and Ian Pace, the new head coach of Somerville. We'll be catching up with these guys as we head to August on Central Jersey Sports Radio for our 3rd season of high school football. Wow. 4th and 12 from the Leatherneck 29. Devil Dogs trying to do something here. Toss right incomplete. And Owen Bill was the intended receiver. Now, Tyler Mishnard wears number 4. He's 5'11". When you see the 6'2" Owen Bill, you can tell easily the difference between those two guys. And it goes incomplete. A turnover, though. And back now to the Leathernecks.
Yeah, that's a shame, too. Lentini had a good block on his blind side to make things clean for him, and Bill came back to the ball. He was open about 15 yards downfield, but passed a little high. And Bill had his mitts on it a little bit, but couldn't reel it in. Well, if you're the Leathernecks, you get the stop you're looking for. You don't want to go down 14-0 early.
Both around the same spot of the field, too.
Exactly, yeah. That's good to see. I mean, we talk about wanting to see offense. These defensive guys want to pick up a couple of sacks, looking for tackles for losses, and some good job by the secondary. We mentioned how it's not going to be a ton of double team coverage and stuff like that, so it's good work, solo coverage.
They went from 30 to 30, so from their own 29 now, the Leathernecks with it, and a handoff up the middle on 1st down, and Not much doing. On the carry, Bryce Cobb out of Boundbrook. Not a bad basketball player either. He was injured last year at football. Came back this year after missing last year at basketball. Time's about to run out of the first quarter. There's no horn, so there you go. All right, just whistles. I was waiting for
anticlimactic.
I was waiting for the horn. There is none. All right, 12 minutes up on the clock when we come back at the Basilone Bowl 2022. Mike Pavlichko, Dom Savino, 7-0 Devil Dogs lead the Leathernecks on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
For the best in doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming, it's the Barker Lounge in East Brunswick. Whether you're going to work, on vacation, or your four-legged friend needs a little trim and cleanup, the Barker Lounge has you covered. They know finding someone to take care of your pooch isn't an easy decision, but they make it easy with their expert staff, and they'll treat your dog with care. Visit thebarkerlounge.com. That's the Barker, B-A-R-K-E-R, lounge.com, or call them at 732-390-0563. The Barker Lounge, 725 Cranberry Road near Dunham's Corner, the Barker Lounge in East Brunswick.
And welcome back to Basilone Field. Mike Pavlichko, Dom Savino along with you for the 2022 Basilone Bowl, the 9th annual game. Leathernecks and the Devil Dogs. Zoran Milic doing a great job helping put this game together. Rick Mance jumping in, only coming on in April as the Bridgewater-Raritan head coach. And, of course, John Maggio, the AD here at Bridgewater-Raritan, who always does a fantastic job. And we've worked together on a lot of stuff going back to those great Tim Ortelli basketball teams in the early 2000s. All right, Leathernecks have it. 1st and 10 from their own 29. It's a handoff right up the middle, and it goes up to about the 34-yard line. That's Benitez on the carry. And they got... see who we got here. Andrew Santa Barbara from Hillsborough getting involved in the tackle there. And we'll bring up 3rd down and right in the middle. 3rd and 5 from their own 34-yard line, going from left to right. Patrick LaPointevin's in as the quarterback now from Boundbrook. Played for his dad at Boundbrook. We'll get you the coaches for the Leathernecks in just a bit. Wearing white, blue stars on blue shoulders with the white stars. Toss to the right side, incomplete. That might have been deflected. I think he was looking for Benitez down the field, and it goes incomplete. It kind of bounced in between a bunch of guys. The Leatherneck coaches, Sean Cardes from Montgomery, along with Zoran Milic, who's kind of tending to administrative stuff today as well. Brian Santinello and Mark Pirbacha from Montgomery. Chris Sema, Dan Aguilar, Joe Riccardi, also from the Cougars. Rich Schäubert from Watchung Hills, and Mike Howie from Del Val as well. 4th down and 5 for the Leathernecks.
Oh, they're going to punt.
They are going to punt. Well,
Benitez back there.
They're back inside the 35. I told you Benitez, Flores, yeah. Well, Flores can do it all too. But he's wearing a Montgomery helmet. Boots it away. High kick coming down about the 20. We are going to get a return here, and that is going to be Dylan Corsi, and he gets does a lot of east-west. He's to the 25-yard line before he's taken down. That'll be 1st and 10 for the Devil Dogs from about the 25-yard line. So going back and forth here, man, I thought we were going to be, 21-14 at the end of one here, Dom, the way things were going.
Yeah, it was 7-0 in 48 seconds, and that's all she's written so far.
We've settled in a little bit.
Yeah, a couple of, as we've talked about, a couple of drives halted inside the 50. Some good defensive holds, but hey, we're looking for offense in a bowl game, always.
Coming up at halftime, the Marine Corps League Gunnery John Bazalone Detachment in Middletown will commemorate John Basilone with a moment of silence, and then the Marine Corps' Quantico Southern Louisiana-style brass band will perform, and we'll let you hear that live. Tell you what, when we saw them in the pregame, heard them, they were pretty good.
They were quite good.
Awesome.
They played some pop songs, too. Watermelon Sugar, singing about New Orleans at one point, too.
Matt Caruso, 1st and 10 from their own 27 in at quarterback. Handoff goes up the middle. Nassan Colson doesn't get anything.
Not his fault.
No.
He had nowhere to go.
Good job by that big D line up in front. Matt Schneider at Del Val. Sean Krug out of Watchung Hills. Chris Holjack from Watchung Hills. Andre Somoyaf from Montgomery. And Dalen Joyce from Voorhees. And Tim Torrey from Del Val. We didn't get to talk about them in that first Devil Dog possession because, well, 2 plays down the field. Jason Agimong from North Plainfield at linebacker, along with his teammate from there, Jordan Bird and Michael Knight. 3 linebackers from the Canucks. 2nd down and 10. Tell you about some more of them in just a moment. Caruso in the gun, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Going to run it right up the middle across the 30 to the 33, and he's taken down there. And on the defensive side, Jaden Brimage in there to help on the stop. The other linebackers, Chris Schenkel from North Hunterdon, Liam McManus from Montgomery, Scott Purcell at a Del Val, and Jesus Sanchez at a Bound Brook. In the secondary, a couple of number 6s, Jaden Brimage and Nick Glucksman from Bound Brook and North Hunterdon. Also from Bound Brook, David Alvarez and Sherrod Tedder, Giovanni Threet from North Plainfield, Ryan Drawl from North Hunterdon. Will Letters, we've seen him at quarterback so far for the Leathernecks. He's out of Voorhees, Keon Grinald from North Plainfield, and Jaden Corbin from Del Val. I think we got them all.
Nicely done.
It only took us 14 game minutes plus,
There
but
you go.
we got them in. 3rd down and 3 from their own 35 for the Devil Dogs. Handoff goes to Coulson, left side. He's got some room across the 40, 50, and he's tripped up. Rolls on the turf. Another 7 yards down to the 40-yard line. Giovanni Threet helps save it, and Sherrod Tedder too. And it will be a 1st down for the Devil Dogs.
How about Tedder? Sherrod Tedder out of Bound Brook, a defensive back, guy who did a lot of everything for them over the years. Shoestring tackle that prevented Nassan Coulson visiting the house. Burst of speed, too, by Coulson.
If I were John Sterling, I'd say something like Tedder the Shredder.
Oh, nicely done.
Thank you. Been working on him. 1st and 10 from the Leatherneck 42 for the Devil Dogs. And it's Coulson once again off right side and got a couple yards, the 40-yard line. Didn't get any room there, but at least he gained a couple. 2nd down and 8. Dom, you and I haven't been together since. Did we do any basketball together?
Not much.
No, not much, but we did a little bit.
Yeah,
we did a game or 2. Did not get to do any baseball this year with you.
That's okay. We're getting.
Well, we had you lined up for yesterday.
Bowl.
We had you lined up for yesterday. If we'd have had either Woodbridge and or Middlesex and or East Brunswick win in the sectional finals last week, none did. Immaculata did, and tomorrow on Central Jersey Sports Radio, we'll have the Immaculata Rani non-public Group B final, 7 o'clock from Hamilton Veterans Park. Scene of Middlesex's state championship last year. 2nd down and 8. Toss down the left side. Got a man at the 5. Dropped on the run. Owen Bill at 100 Central. And the coverage down there, that's Tedder. Nice job.
Yeah, I don't know if it was dropped so much as it was underthrown in the end. And it's tough to say a ball's underthrown, right? You know, Caruso's at Pingree, Bill's at 100 Central. These are not guys who've spent 15 years throwing balls to each other and figuring out the timing like the back of their hands, you know? But Bill outran it a little bit, or Caruso left a little bit off of it, and that allowed Tedder to get in there.
Good job by the Shredder.
There you go. Worth mentioning, too, a quick thought about the baseball teams in Immaculata playing tomorrow in a group championship. 2 guys on the Devil Dogs from Immaculata were supposed to play in today's game, but are not because they're playing tomorrow night in a group championship baseball game.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Shakai Matthews, who plays defensive back, and Christian Martell, who's an offensive lineman, not playing today because they've got things they need to stay healthy for tomorrow.
Exactly. You don't want to go into that one dehydrated either.
No, or
forget
hurt.
Just staying healthy.
I believe we also just got our first penalty.
Oh, there you go.
Backed up 5 yards.
I did not catch it. But, yeah, it's going to be a 2nd down for the Devil Dogs from the 45-yard line. I was enthralled with the Immaculata baseball there.
I didn't know that was a thing that they could do today.
What's that?
Commit fouls. Commit penalties.
Well, sure you could commit a penalty.
Being facetious.
You can't just go willy-nilly.
Have timeouts, too.
You can also have a timeout because the Devil Dogs are going to take one. So, you want to stick around at halftime and watch and listen to that Marine Corps band. They were really awesome. Just a couple of things to also note. They have a thing called the Basilone Bowl pull-up competition. I don't know how many you can do.
Not many.
I could never do those. Never. Not even back when I was svelte in high school. Couldn't do them. I was good at the shuttle run. Did you do the Presidential Physical Fitness Challenge
No,
thing?
it didn't make its way to
No?
northern New Jersey's
Really?
Catholic school system.
They used to do those. I had to do the shuttle run. There was a 1 mile run, the V-sit, and then I think you had to do maybe the pull-ups. Wasn't flexible enough to do the V-sit.
They've got the stations out there, though. The Marines do. And you can see the pull-up bar.
But they're going to announce the winner of the
Good
pull-up
crowd.
challenge at halftime. So we'll have that. And after the game, we're going to stick around so you can catch the MVPs, the most outstanding offensive and defensive players, and a live trophy presentation. I don't know who keeps the trophy because there's no
That's a
real
great question.
It can stay in Union County or Middlesex like that, the Snapple Bowl.
Bazalone Foundation should.
Yes. Just etch the name on it. Kind of like the Stanley Cup. Just change it every year. All right, out of the timeout, Devil Dogs, 2nd down and 13 from the 45. And on the keeper, it's Caruso going to the right side, out the sideline at about the 35-yard line. And he picked up about 10 on the play, but they were behind the original line of scrimmage, so still a couple of yards short. Andre Soumillon with the stop there. Heard him in the pregame show, going to Virginia Tech, being the Army ROTC.
Yeah, it's
Military geek, he said. I said, that's interesting. How do you become a military geek? You know, what gets you involved in that? Go on our website. Check out the full interview with him and Marvin Cruz from North Plainfield.
All right, here's the point in this first half where the defense steps up, right? 3rd and 3.
Right. They've stepped up a couple of times.
Inside midfield. Devil Dogs are at the 35.
They were just inside the 30 earlier and turn it over on down. So let's see what they do. Caruso under center. Hands off to the deep back. Mishnard through right side. Got the first down. And then some through a pile down inside the 30. A gain of about 5, depending on where they put this once they clear the pile of humanity on the field. 29-yard line.
Great plunge. Just hand off, Mishnard, downhill, go get him. And that's exactly what he did.
It's exactly what he did for several years at Hillsborough when they needed him to. What a great year that they had. 13-0. Watching the whole town behind them. And we had them twice in the regular season, up in Westfield and here against Bridgewater-Raritan. And then the next time I saw them in person was that game at Kingsway with Tommy Amakwa with a couple of amazing catches in that game. 1st and 10 Devil Dogs. Down at the Leatherneck 29, going right to left here in quarter 2. It's a pitch left, and nothing doing at the 30-yard line. Wrapped up there is Mishnard once again. Maybe to the 29-yard line. Liam McManus had a Montgomery in there on the stop. And no gain. 2nd down and 10. And that clock continues to roll here, Dom. 5:15. One thing we know, we're not going to have a half-hour halftime.
That's true. There's no homecoming ceremony to
in and out, baby.
Squeeze in.
There's no X's and O's figure out how you're going to knock the quarterback's head off either.
There you go.
Like you would
stay safe for another 24 minutes.
Like you would in a
points.
Big Central game, yeah. Hydrate. Talk a little strategy. See how you're going to get some points in this game, too. See some of the local scribes down on the field probably discussing that very matter right now. Mike Kinney and Harry Frezza down there. It's the only game in town tonight. 2nd and 10 from the 29. A toss left. Incomplete. Looking for Bill on that near sideline from Caruso. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 10. It's tough. It sets you up with a 3rd and long, you know?
It wasn't a bad idea, too. They're trying to pick up some yardage, not trying to get the first down there. Just run Bill on a quick curl to the sideline. And Caruso had him. Like you said, 3rd and 10. This is going to be the 10th play of this long drive. Devil Dogs trying to grind out some scoring here, but once again, the defenses, the defensive coordinators, if there were defensive coordinators who had to review the film, would be content with the inside the 30-yard line defense so far.
Right. Third and 10, 29. Handoff goes to the right side. Colson trying to get around. Jitterbugs back to the left and down to the 25-yard line. So he picked up 4 on the play before he hit the wall. Sherrod Tedder was there.
I'll tell you what, Colson is the offensive MVP so far, I think. Now, he obviously he didn't score the touchdown. That was James Ware to Owen Bill way back at the start of this game, essentially. But Colson up to 70 yards now and turned what could have been no gain because Sumayant was in the backfield into a pickup of 4 and made this manageable.
Devil Dogs call another timeout. So a lot of the thank yous they gave before the game I want to pass along too. We mentioned Zoran Milic. Of course, he's the head coach at Montgomery. He's also the president of the Somerset County Coaches Association, helped put this game on, and current president of the New Jersey Football Coaches Association as well. Somerset County Coaches Association vice president is Rich Seubert out of Watchung Hills. We mentioned Mike Fraunheim from, I almost called him Mike Riddell, Mike Fraunheim from Riddell, reconditioning all the equipment in time to play this game. And we kind of mentioned at the outset, almost didn't have the stuff. Got a lot of borrowed helmets here. It's all that supply chain stuff that's going on, trying to get enough people to do the jobs, and they got to make sure all that equipment is still good to go. Doesn't take too much of a beating throughout the year. A few other people that they wanted to thank, too, we'll get to as we get through this broadcast, besides those games and those folks. And Andy West from Ridge donating some equipment as well. Out of the Devil Dog timeout, 4th and 5 at the Leatherneck 25. It's a fake pitch right, looking to throw Caruso, left, tipped, and then caught by Bill inside the 20-yard line. Oh, what a catch. It tipped off of perhaps another receiver and then off of Liam McManus from Montgomery and then right into the hands of Bill. It kind of pinballed around. First down, Devil Dogs.
If you're watching online, you're watching the video stream, you get a chance to look at the replay. Bill has several pats at this before he finally reels it in on his backside. And I like the play design, too. You come out, Colson's been the best offensive player for either team. You fake the sweep to him, so you get the defense going that way, and it at least creates some space for Caruso and Bill to link up. Nicely done by Owen Bill.
We need Mai Day Productions at all of the Central Jersey Sports Radio broadcasts so we can have a monitor and replay, which, by the way, they got rid of. They voted to get rid of for the state championship games. The NJSIAA did, because they had 2 instances last year where it used, and both times pretty much still blew the call, which, well, there you go. 1st and 10 inside the 20 now. First time either team's had a play from scrimmage inside the 20. It's Caruso on the keeper, and he gets down to the 10-yard line. The only time anyone's been past the 20 was on that 65-yard touchdown catch by Bill. Other than that, the play's all been mostly between the 30s. But they finally run a play from inside down to the 10-yard line now. And it's a pickup of 8, so 2nd down and 2.
A real chance here, too, for the Devil Dogs to burn the final 2.5 minutes of this first half out before they score.
Leathernecks have all 3 timeouts. The Devil Dogs have taken both. Mike Pavlichko, Dom Savino with you from the Bazalone Bowl at Basilone Field at Bridgewater-Raritan High School. In the shadows of Bridgewater Commons. And a handoff right up the middle and into the end zone. A spin move. Touchdown to Son Colson. Devil Dogs on the board again. 48 seconds in, and with 120 seconds to go in the first half, it's 13-0.
We keep talking about how Colson has been the best offensive player of the game so far. And finally finds the house. 10-yard scamper. Needed to get rid of 1 defender just before the goal line. Did that with the move that you mentioned. But some good blocking to set it up, too. I mean, he was fairly untouched until he was inside the 5. Colson's been explosive, and the Devil Dogs, a 2-touchdown lead going into the break, perhaps.
On for the extra point for the Devil Dogs. Is that Jay Mazuera? No, it's Trevor McLaughlin. And he puts it through for the PHC. 14-0, 2 minutes to go in this first half. Well, this will be the first time that Kevin Carty, the head coach of Hillsborough, and Sean Carty, Zorn Milich's offensive coordinator over at Montgomery, coached against each other since Zorn in the 2020 year, if you'll, the 2020 season, you'll recall this one, Dom. Since Zorn Milich had a medical situation and couldn't coach, and Sean had to take over, and they got to coach against each other. But also, if you'll remember, because of COVID, they weren't allowed to shake hands with each other's team at the end of the game. So basically, the brothers couldn't shake hands at the end of the game in what could only be described as one of the more ludicrous moments of COVID.
That was a time, that's for sure.
Oh, that was a time. Isn't it amazing to think how far, and I know there's a lot still going on everywhere with COVID, and still people are not making it through because of that, but it is amazing to see just kind of how far things. There was
different
a time,
place, that's
there
for
was
sure.
a time there where you thought, man, this is never going to end, right?
Different place now. That's definitely true.
Ensuing kickoff from the 40, up in the air, end over end, left to right. That's going to bounce down and be fielded by the Leathernecks at the 10-yard line. Is going to end there. And with no return on that, they're not going to put them at the 10. They're going to start them at the 20. So I guess the rule will be no return started at the 20.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Doesn't have to go into the end zone, in other words.
Right. Hey, if you're the Leathernecks, down by 2 scores, you get 2 minutes left before halftime. You do get the ball to start the second half.
They got 3 timeouts.
You got your timeouts.
Yeah.
That's right. You got there are 2 timeouts. 2 timeouts in the game.
Okay.
Let's get something going here. Yeah, you need some offense. You'd like to put something on the board. And it's Letters back under center, too.
Takes a snap, throws it up over the middle. They just kind of lobbed it up there, incomplete. And Letters was looking for Benitez. It's easy to spot the Montgomery kids with the gold helmets with the green M on the side.
There you go.
I do love that color scheme. Have I mentioned that?
You have.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right. Twice is enough.
It looked like it was the route that Benitez ran almost looked like they were going to try to set up a screen because they were sneaking him out from the backfield. He was covered. Nick Lewis at 100 Central, defensive tackle, was there step for step.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Claps, Letters, looks, and he's in all kinds of trouble in the backfield. Somehow Houdini escapes, throws, and it almost went in the hands of a lineman. There's a flag on the play, and it does get caught by Benitez up the field to the 30-yard line. Now, hold on a second. It looked like Winston Hess from North Hunterd, an offensive lineman, thought about trying to catch it and then realized, hey, I can't. Now, I guess the question is, did he actually catch it?
Did he attempt a catch?
Let's watch this replay. Is my big head in your way?
No, it's okay.
And then he kind of he turned around and shoveled it. Well, you can't do that.
No, they're going to back it up.
Uh-huh.
Yep. No.
What's that?
Yeah, they're going to say illegal touching. I thought for a moment they might say that it was just incidental. You know, because
it was not deflected. He didn't have hands up trying to block somebody or anything.
Right.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to make a catch.
No, because the ball can hit off an offensive lineman.
Sure.
And then be caught by somebody else, but you can't make the attempt of the catch, even for a split second, even in a bowl game.
Yeah.
So they back this up to the 15.
All right, so back his Letters, takes a snap, throws it right side. He's got a man complete, but then out of bounds, but making the catch inbounds. That's the important part. Mark Jenkins out of Montgomery caught it and immediately stepped out at the 49-yard line. And they'll be in Devil Dogs territory with 90 seconds to go and the clock running. And their 2 timeouts.
Just inside midfield. It's nicely done there.
Yeah.
Just enough juice on the pass from Letters to link up with Jenkins.
Nice sidestep, too.
Yeah, nicely done. That's a big catch.
Just to stay in bounds enough to get a foot in. 1st and 10. Devil Dogs 49. Leathernecks looking to throw his Letters. Now in some trouble, and he'll be taken down. Though he picks up a yard. Ball popped loose, though, and was picked up by none other than when that kid wants his hands on the darn ball.
Hess picked it up.
Oh, my. That you're allowed to do. But he kind of almost fumbled that forward, too.
Well, he was basically sumoed to the ground. So there's not much Letters can do there. He was
Unless he saw his guy
down
there and said, listen, if you can't catch it, I'm going to get it to you somehow.
If you have that kind of poise while a man who's bigger than you is trying to drive you headfirst into the turf.
God, maybe he does.
Nicely done.
2nd down and 4. Ball at the 43-yard line. 46 seconds. Leathernecks not using a timeout here. They've got a couple. They're trying to get organized on the offensive line and their receivers, too, going out wide left. And now back with it. It's a pitch, and it comes to the near side, up the field, down to the 30, down to the 20, and pushed out of bounds down there. That's Sherrod Tedder. And he's out of bounds at the 20-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down with 20 seconds to go here, Dom.
Yeah, again, a little reverse. They had Tedder coming from the far side to the near side, and the Devil Dogs got caught off guard.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. They do call a timeout through the Leathernecks. So stick around at halftime. We've got a lot coming up for you. We do want you to hear the Marine Corps League Gunnery, the Marine Corps Quantico, I should say, brass band with Louisiana-style brass sound. That's some cool stuff. They were really, and there weren't a lot of people here yet.
No, but
when the stands are full, they're going to love that.
Little warm up, little appetizer of what we're going to get.
They were great.
I mentioned this earlier. They came out and they played some more traditional Marine or military tunes.
But they played pop stuff and kind of gave it a Southern Louisiana little Creole flair.
Yeah, and then ended with Harry Styles' Watermelon Sugar.
All we're missing is Dr. John. And we've got some proceedings here. Now, he was a late Dr. John. He was a big singer, like New Orleans jazz.
I appreciate the explanation because I needed it.
I know. It's all right. Guy kind of sound like this, you know.
20 seconds left in this
Real name
first
is
half.
Max Rebenak. 1st and 10 at the 20. Letters in the gun, takes the snap, throws left side's got a man end zone. Is it picked off? Yes, indeed picked off. And that is Mashoud Babalola from Franklin. 6'1", 171 in position to make the pick. Boxed out the receiver. And the Leathernecks drive comes to an end on an interception in the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like Letters was aiming for Jenkins, running a deep route to that back corner of the end zone, the far back corner of the end zone. And it hung up long enough for Babalola to cut in front and settle under it. He got good positioning as if he was trying to come in for a rebound. And he comes up with the first pick of today's game. And a huge one, 15 seconds to go in the first half, and squashes the Leathernecks' chance to get on the board before the break.
Well, if you got an offensive player, it might be Bill on that 65-yard touchdown run, that first touchdown catch, that first one. Clock's going to run out as on the turnover, Devil Dogs will just let it go. We've reached the end of the first half, and it's 14-0. The Devil Dogs over the Leathernecks. We'll be back. We're going to catch the band. They're getting ready to take their place on Central Jersey Sports Radio. You're listening to the 2022 9th Annual Bazalone Bowl at CJSportsRadio.com.
Attention quarterbacks, do you want to improve your game, need to work on footwork, mechanics, decision-making? Enroll with Matt Bastardi at the Elite QB Football Training Academy. Matt has either played quarterback or coached them for over 4 decades, working with some of New Jersey's finest quarterbacks over the years, including many playing in the Big Central Conference like Hillsborough's Jay Maswera, who's in tonight's Basilone Bowl. Find out more by visiting EliteQB.com. That's EliteQB.com. Full-service training and development for quarterbacks at all levels. EliteQB.com.
All right, welcome back. We're at the Basilone Bowl. The band is already here. They've decided to play, so I think we're gonna pick some of that up. Or are they? Have they jumped the gun? Is that part? All right, well, let's let you hear that on Central Jersey Sports Radio. This is the Marine Corps League, Marine Corps Quantico Brass Band. Let's hear them, everybody.
And fans, let's welcome to the field the 2022 Basilone Bowl cheerleaders. Focus on me! Hey! Focus on me! Baby! Focus on me! Focus on me! I know what I came to do, and I ain't gonna change. I'm never here to wanna like, I'm never here to day and night. Focus on me! Focus on me! Focus on me!
All right, so you're listening to the Marine Corps Band from Quantico as we just had the Basilone Bowl cheerleaders, but we'll let you listen to some of the Marine Corps Band because they really are awesome. They're kind of tuning up now, but wait till they get into it. Hang tight, you're listening on Central Jersey Sports Radio and watching on YouTube courtesy of Mai Day Productions.
Good. They turn the lights off.
there's the U.S. Marine Corps Quantico Band. That was some real good stuff, closing out with When the Saints Go Marching In.
Country Roads.
Country Roads. That was some good stuff. Hope you enjoyed that. We did too.
Hands
you should have seen the
clap.
boogie Dom did up
Some
here,
good
man.
stuff.
Should have seen the little dance Dom did up here.
I was saying
Quite the show.
I was saying up here, it felt like a football game around a concert. Quite good though. It's like a second line rolling into Bridgewater, New Jersey to play some music.
Mr. Frezza is up here, and we got our final one of the school year. We got another Breakfast with Harry.
Oh boy,
coming out tomorrow. Once I can edit down all the fork clanging, bacon crunching,
superlatives.
Yes, all that kind of stuff. That's tomorrow. And right now, a 6:15 pregame or so for Immaculata and Rani in the non-public Group B final. How about those Spartans? How about our friends at Immaculata, Harry? Harry came over. We were at the Hunterdon Central Woodbridge game. He came over, and I saw what happened. I said, Harry, what happened?
Mike, I saw a miracle.
And for those who don't know,
Yeah,
Immaculata and Gill St. Bernard's in the non-public North B championship game. Immaculata was getting no hit at least into the fourth. I've not gotten a clear answer from anybody on that, but at least into the fourth. Going into the sixth, they were down 7-0. Two-run home run from Jaden Capandisa, and another run scored, made it 6-3, Dom, going into the 7-3, going into the seventh inning. They got another scoreless inning in relief from Aiden Romaine, and then it was the second scoreless inning. 5 runs in that seventh inning to win it by the final of 8-7, and Jaden with a walk-off 3 RBI bases clearing double.
Isn't that thrilling?
How about that? And here's a kid who, and you may not know this, probably don't, who I've known and didn't realize, put 2 and 2 together, that was the same kid. But I've known for about 10 years at least, from going to the Somerset Patriots games. And he was there when Travis Anderson, he's a freshman, he was there when Travis Anderson in 2009, and he must have been small, hit a solo home run in the bottom of the ninth to beat Camden and win the Atlantic League Championship Series in a walk-off.
Wow.
So the kid gets a walk-off himself in a title game after seeing Travis do it. Travis, one of the great many Patriots over the years when they were in the Atlantic League. So, anyway, we'll have Immaculata and Rani tomorrow. The band's still playing. The teams are out, just kind of stretching a little bit. Sun is going down. Lights starting to take a little bit of effect here at Basilone Field. No random light switches to speak of in the booth here. If you get that reference, if you know, you know. If not, I'm not going to bother to tell you. We'll have to catch that story another time. Anyway, our only 2 scores in the game is the Devil Dogs lead the Leathernecks 14-0. Jay Maswera to Owen Bill for 65 yards for a touchdown, and then Nason Colson with a 10-yard touchdown run. We'll take a break, come back with the second half after this on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Attention quarterbacks, do you want to improve your game, need to work on footwork, mechanics, decision-making? Enroll with Matt Bastardi at the Elite QB Football Training Academy. Matt has either played quarterback or coached them for over 4 decades, working with some of New Jersey's finest quarterbacks over the years, including many playing in the Big Central Conference like Hillsborough's Jay Maswera, who's in tonight's Basilone Bowl. Find out more by visiting EliteQB.com. That's EliteQB.com. Full-service training and development for quarterbacks at all levels. EliteQB.com. For the best in doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming, it's the Barker Lounge in East Brunswick. Whether you're going to work, on vacation, or your 4-legged friend needs a little trim and cleanup, the Barker Lounge has you covered. They know finding someone to take care of your pooch isn't an easy decision, but they make it easy with their expert staff, and they'll treat your dog with care. Visit thebarkerlounge.com. That's the Barker, B-A-R-K-E-R, lounge.com, or call them at 732-390-0563. The Barker Lounge, 725 Cranberry Road near Dunham's Corner, the Barker Lounge in East Brunswick.
All right, Mike Pavlichko, Dom Savino along with you. We're going to have we have something going on there at midfield. Let's see if we can our pull-up champion. All right, let's pull up our PA man here and hear what we got.
They already got it.
No, they already did it.
They already covered it.
Who won it? What's that?
Franklin High School.
Franklin High School won it. All right. Well, it's live. The band came in, and they just wanted to play, so they played, and we wound up doing things a little out of order, which is all fine. Well, congrats to Franklin, who won the pull-up championship. All right.
More than I would do.
Let's get you some stats, shall we? Leathernecks did not get a lot of offense. Will Letters with a few carries, quarterback for 8. Alex Mita a pair for 6. Bryce Cobb 1 for 2. Sherrod Tedder had a long run, 22 yards. Mark Jenkins 1. Passing 3 of 8 and a pick for Will Letters. Patrick Lepoitovin threw 1 pass incomplete. Mark Jenkins, couple catches, 56. Jaden Brimage, a catch for 19. And Dom will fill in some of the Devil Dog stats as he gets set to call half number 2 here at Bazalone Field.
Well, thank you, Mike. And right on cue, the Leathernecks are ready to receive this second half kickoff. So the Devil Dogs lead this one 14-0. Devil Dogs with players from Bridgewater-Raritan, Franklin, Hillsboro, Hunterdon Central, Immaculata, Manville, Pingree, and South Hunterdon. Devil Dogs scored a touchdown very early in the first half and at the tail end of the first half. And they'll boot this away to begin half number 2. Kick angling to the near side, bouncing at the 15-yard line. We'll have a return here. And so it'll be scooped up by a member of the Leathernecks, and they will take over the ball first, going right to left across the turf here at Bazalone Field. With Mike Pavlichko, Dom Savino with you. Bazalone Bowl here on Central Jersey Sports Radio, supporting the Bazalone Memorial Foundation. John Bazalone, a Raritan native, a World War II hero, a Medal of Honor recipient for his efforts, lost his life in World War II, and so that's why we're here playing an all-star game. 60 seniors from all across Somerset County and a couple of guys from outside of it getting to play one last high school football game. The Leathernecks will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And if you're just joining us, Leathernecks wearing white uniforms with red trim and some white stars inside the red trim down the near sides. It's Pat Lepoitovin from Boundbrook who's in at quarterback, takes the snap back to throw. Pocket collapses as though he runs forward across the 25, now past the 30, and he's taken down past the 30 for a first down. Well, we saw Pat Lepoitovin, as Mike mentioned, for all of one throw and one quick series early in the first half. Expect him to get some long run here in the second half, and he picks up enough yardage on first down. It's a 14-yard run for Lepoitovin. Now, Mike mentioned not much offense for the Leathernecks. They were outgained by the Devil Dogs in the first half, 199 to 114. I'll see if that changes here in half number 2. So 1st and 10 for the Leathernecks at their own 34-yard line. Lepoitovin takes the snap, hands off, running up the middle of the field at the 40-yard line and take it down near the 44-yard line is his Boundbrook teammate, Bryce Cobb, not wearing a Boundbrook helmet. That's adding to the confusion for the folks in attendance today. Not everybody, despite wearing the all-star uniforms, wearing their own helmets. Cobb doesn't have his own Boundbrook one on. Cobb picks up a gain of 9 there. Going to bring up 2nd and 1 for the Leathernecks at their own 44-yard line. Second carry of the day for Cobb, who's up to 11 yards. Leathernecks had a couple of drives that got inside the Devil Dogs 30. One ended with a turnover on downs, not punting, not trying for the field goal in a bowl game. One, a pick in the end zone. 2nd and 1. Lepoitovin takes a snap, hands off to Cobb, who bumps into Lepoitovin, but still gets a burst of speed across the 45 and gets the first down. A swarm of blue jerseys, dark blue jerseys for the Devil Dogs, pile on top of Cobb, who collects 3 yards and picks up the first down up to the 47.
And that's enough for a Leathernecks first down.
Now, Leathernecks with players from Boundbrook, Del Val, mentioned not everybody's from Somerset County, Montgomery, North Hunterdon, North Plainfield, Voorhees, and Watchung Hill, so they're all over. 1st and 10 at the Leathernecks' own 47. Back to throw is Lepoitovin, lobs one near side of the 40-yard line, and it's off the hands, incomplete. Had a man open, but the pass is out of the reach of its intended receiver. And he was looking for David Alvarez, another Bound Brook teammate there. Guy who played 2 ways for Bound Brook this year, played some defensive back and wide receiver, and now getting some run with what feels like a mostly Crusader offensive unit here to start the second half. Now again, the Leathernecks looking to get on the board. First minute of the first half, the Devil Dogs struck James Wera to Owen Bill on a 65-yard touchdown toss, and then scored with the 2-minute mark of the second quarter on a Colson 10-yard touchdown run. Snap to Lepoitovan, rolls out right, he's going to run it, gets across midfield, and he's snuffed out just before the 45-yard line, but he gets inside Devil Dog territory. And a couple of nice gains here for the big Lepoitovan, who stands 6'5". A little hobbled, too, as he gets back to his feet. Now they'll mark him just short of the line to gain, so they'll call this 3rd down and 2 at the 45-yard line. Lepoitovan has come in here all by himself and collected 22 yards on the ground. So 3rd and 2 for the Leathernecks with 8:25 to go in the third quarter. Lepoitovan in a shotgun with his teammate Cobb to his left.
3rd and 2 for the Leathernecks.
2 wide receivers to the near side as well. Lepoitovan takes the snap, looks near side, lobs one of the passes once again out of the reach of its intended receiver, Alvarez. He was running a long route across the field. Now, Lepoitovan was on the far hash, Alvarez was on the near sideline, and Alvarez couldn't make the basket catch. So it's 4th and 2. Now, Lepoitovan did the punting at Bound Brook this year. Is he going to do that here with the drive stalling at midfield? They only need 2 yards. Now the big weapon for the Leathernecks in the first half was Mark Jenkins. Had 2 catches, they went for 56 yards, but not sure how much we're going to see of Jenkins here in this second half. Everybody getting a half of play, and that's about it. So 4th and 2 as Cobb goes out of the backfield. Lepoitovan takes a high snap, rolls right, got enough for the first down and more. 40 now to the 30, jukes the defender to the 20, to the far sideline, 10. Bumped down towards the ground. Did he get in? No, he's down at the 3. Patrick Lepoitovan rumbles his way for 40+, and the Leathernecks are down by the goal line. Patrick Lepoitovan, who was a pocket passer for Bound Brook this year, showing off the legs. He's going to play college ball at Bloomsburg, D2 school out in Pennsylvania. Well, maybe showing his soon-to-be coaches another part of his game. So Lepoitovan picks up 43 yards on that. He goes all the way down to the Devil Dogs 2. Now Lepoitovan 65 rushing yards on this drive. Trying to cap it off with the Leathernecks' first points of the day. Takes a snap, hands off left to Cobb. Looked like a little run-pass option as a pile is stopped right at the line of scrimmage and now driven back. Now Lepoitovan was hanging onto the ball in Cobb's gut, but a gang of Devil Dogs came swarming in to snuff that out for no gain. 2nd down.
No gain on the play, brings up 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line.
That was half of the Devil Dogs' defensive line there to make the stop. Coming up on the midway point of the third quarter, Leathernecks got the ball to start the period, and they've had it, driving from their own 20 to the Devil Dogs 2, trailing 14-0. Lepoitovan takes the snap, fakes the handoff, tries to roll left, and he's taken down at the waist behind the line of scrimmage. It's a great job by Zach Ventura of Pingree, a linebacker. Got in the backfield and put his hands around Lepoitovan, ripped him down, and may have even lost a little bit there, Lepoitovan did. I'm going to spot it right back in between the 2 and the 3-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd and goal. This is the key point in the game for the Leathernecks. The closest they have gotten to scoring all evening long. Can they put something on the board? Now Lepoitovan breaks the huddle, a wide receiver to either side, a running back either side as well. He takes a snap, he rolls out right, he's going to try to take it himself, cuts back towards the goal line, dives, and he's in, touchdown. Took a couple of Devil Dogs defenders to the far sideline, lunged his 6'5" frame just across the goal line. Patrick Lepoitovan runs his way across the field. It ends with a 2-yard scamper, and the Leathernecks are on the board, trailing 14-6. Now, Lepoidovin 67 rushing yards on the drive. Now, he did kick the PATs at Bound Brook, but he's not going to do that here. Now, the Leathernecks will go for the PAT. It's Giovanni Threet who's out there to kick it. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it is through. Giovanni Threet, a cornerback from North Plainfield, shows off the leg. So a 2-yard touchdown shove by Pat Lepoidovin, just getting inside the goal line, plus the extra point. And the Leathernecks open up the second half by slashing the Devil Dogs' lead in half. It's now 14-7. That is exactly what they were looking for here. You got 4:57 to go in the third quarter. Get some offense. Make this a game. I talked about how it was all Devil Dogs in the first half. James Zuera and Owen Bill linking up for the 65-yard touchdown pass less than a minute in. And then the guy who was the key figure of the first half, Nassan Colson, a 10-yard touchdown run right at the 2-minute warning of the first half. But Lepoidovin carries the team on the drive. And now we'll see if the Devil Dogs can respond here, as they'll get the ball for the first time in the second half. Nice night. Sun is setting. It's about 8:30 here on the East Coast. We're about a week away from the summer solstice, so you get really long days. Starting to cool down, a nice breeze. Several hundred folks now turned out here at Bridgewater-Raritan High School, making for a nice night. Kick is away. It bounces at the Devil Dogs 5. They'll scoop it up there, and they will set up shop at their own 20-yard line.
Got to watch that one from down on the field.
Yeah,
Dom
Mike Pavlichko
was doing some photography work.
Yeah, that's why you didn't hear his voice for the opening
Rick
drive.
Mann says, you got to get up there and call this drive. I said, I got Dom is on the case. Dom is on the case.
Stop making the guy do all the work.
By the
Thanks,
way,
Rick.
it is beautiful out there. It's a little stuffy in here.
Just saying that, yeah.
But it's gorgeous outside. You walk out and you get a nice little breeze out there. It's really nice.
No, it's because of all the blabbering going on in here. So first,
you would have thought when I left the hot air would dissipate, but
only a little bit.
Not the case, apparently.
So first and 10 for the Devil Dogs. They're going to drive left to right across Bazalone Field. 4:34 to go in the third quarter. They're up 14-7. And it's Jay Mazwera back in for the first time since the opening minute of the first quarter. He was on the field for 2 snaps, threw 1 ball, and it went into the end zone. Takes the snap, hands off, running left side across the 20, and shoved across the 25-yard line. It's Tyler Mishnard, Mazwera's Hillsborough teammate, and as Mike talked about early in the first half, what a great year Hillsborough had.
It really did, and they had, it was guys like Mazwera and Mishnard and Amankwa and Will Dixon and a whole host of others. But all those guys, grew up playing together, and we've been talking about it for baseball for the last several weeks. We talk about schools like Middlesex and Woodbridge, but with football, too, the same thing. When you've got the good feeder programs and the Pop Warner and the Junior Raiders in town, which are a huge deal, and, I live there now, so I get to see all the signs up and the teams playing. Those are the public schools that are going to have great success.
2nd and 5 for the Devil Dogs at their own 25-yard line. Mazwera in the gun, Mishnard to his left. 2 wide receivers out to the far side as well. And Mazwera takes the snap. He's going to run it himself to the left side. Gets to the line of scrimmage, met by a defender immediately, and bumps off him for a gain of 1 or 2. That was Sherrod Tedder who came up for a quick greeting. Mazwera picks up about a yard or 2. They're going to mark him up to the 27 and make this 3rd and manageable. And Kevin Carney leading that Hillsborough team to a deep run. One of the top postseason runs for a team in central New Jersey since they went to the bowl game format a couple of years ago.
First Somerset County team to win 13 games. First Middlesex, Piscataway.
Wow. There you go.
Remember that? 2018.
So 3rd and 2. The ball's at the 28-yard line. 3 wide receivers right as Mazwera takes the snap, hands off. It's Mishnard shoving his way quickly across the 30, past the 35, and he gets close to the 40-yard line. Plenty for the first down.
You were with me for that, right, up at MetLife?
That's right.
Yeah.
And so many of those players are going to go on and have great careers in college. A couple of them we've already seen committed. A couple of them was able to figure out what Missionard's plans are post-grad. A couple of offensive linemen who should have the ability to play after this, too. I know Jay Mazuera is going to play at Wilkes University, D3 school out in Pennsylvania. And we talked about Thomas Amankwa, wide receiver and defensive back on that team, who's already enrolled at Rutgers. So 1st and 10 for the Devil Dogs. They're at their own 37. Mazuera takes the snap, rolls right, and the lefty throws it, pass complete, just inside the 45-yard line. That's not an easy toss to make for Mazuera, running against his body as a southpaw, but he links up with Owen Bill, the Hunter and Central wide receiver, and they collect about 7 on that completion. That sets up 2nd and 4. Now, clock rolling, under 1:30 to go in this third quarter. Devil Dogs up 14-7. 2 touchdowns for them in the first half. Leathernecks opening the second half with a long touchdown drive. That took up more than half of the quarter.
3 catches for Owen Bill, including that 65-yarder for 80 yards now.
Bill's going to go play wide receiver at Monmouth. Head down to the shore. What a nice night it is down there, I bet. And in West Long Branch. Now, under a minute to go now in the third quarter. Mazuera with it back to either side. It's Missionard to his left and Hassan Colson to his right. First time we see Colson in this second half. Mazuera takes a snap, bumps into Colson. Now flushed out to the near side, looking down the field, gets to the 40, keeps going across the 50, and he's tackled out of bounds inside Leathernecks territory. Now, as a broken play, Colson was going to run to his left, and Mazuera ran right into him. Forced out of the pocket and able to tiptoe the near sideline to pick up a first down. Something out of absolutely nothing there.
Colson's done that a few times tonight, Dom, and he's really showed some flashes here in this game. Kid from Franklin. Got it going here.
A couple of nice runs for Colson today. Missionard on this drive, and now Mazuera. Got a dozen seconds to go in this third quarter. We'll see if the Devil Dogs get a play in here.
He's got 8 carries and 5 for double digits, Dom. 86.
Now down to 3 seconds. Mazuera and the gun claps his hand. Play is off. Hand off to Colson, running through the middle. Cuts, now trying to spin out of a shoestring tackle. Can't do that. Stopped just before the 40-yard line, so he picks up 5. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. So the Devil Dogs are driving, but it is a ball game. Leathernecks have scored here in this third period. We go to the fourth with the Devil Dogs leading the Leathernecks 14-7 in the Bazalone Bowl here on Central Jersey Sports Radio.
Attention quarterbacks, do you want to improve your game, need to work on footwork, mechanics, decision-making? Enroll with Matt Bastardi at the Elite QB Football Training Academy. Matt has either played quarterback or coached them for over 4 decades, working with some of New Jersey's finest quarterbacks over the years, including many playing in the Big Central Conference like Hillsborough's Jay Mazuera, who's in tonight's Basilone Bowl. Find out more by visiting EliteQB.com. That's EliteQB.com. Full-service training and development for quarterbacks at all levels. EliteQB.com.
So here we go to the fourth quarter in the Bazalone Bowl at Bazalone Field on a gorgeous Tuesday night, Flag Day.
You know, if we were down south, you'd say, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting something with Bazalone plant papered all over it.
I think even if I was in the South, I wouldn't say that.
No, you have to be from the South to say that.
Yeah, but even if I was, I don't know if I would say that. if I could make the distinction
you
currently.
Can't swing a dead cat without...
I don't think I would.
But everything is, got flags up all over the... But it's funny because, I talked, before the game, and we heard with the sergeant there from the Marines, and he said, if you're a good Marine, you know who John Bazalone is.
That's true. That's true. That's why we're all here. John Bazalone, we talked about his story. Sacrificed his life for the country in World War II. A nice night in his memory, that's for sure. Now the Devil Dogs will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. They're driving. They're at the Leathernecks 41. They're going to go right to left now across the turf.
Captain Kevin Kaiser. His name escaped me for a moment. Well, I only first knew of him today, so I got a chance to talk this morning, and you get a chance to hear it. It's online on cjsportsradio.com, too. You want to check it out.
All ready to go to start the fourth quarter. There are 10 minutes up on the clock here for the fourth quarter. We're going to play only 10. The Devil Dogs ball. They hand it off up the middle. They give it to Colson, who gets across the 40, picks up the first down on the 2nd and 3 run. He picks up 5 in the end. He gets to the Leathernecks 35. It's a first down. The reason why, by the way, I asked our timekeepers up here why there's only 10 minutes on the clock in the 4th quarter. I was asked to put it up. So it's okay. This is a bowl game.
Because somebody told me that's the answer.
One of the coaches on the field said, yeah, we're getting up to it. I think we're good here. So 10 more minutes makes it compelling.
Was it the coach of the Devil Dogs?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Now, if you're the Leathernecks and sitting here going, we got 2 fewer minutes. Let's go. Does that inspire you?
Yeah, Devil Dogs leading 14-7, so the Leathernecks want to stop. A 1st and 10 for those Devil Dogs at the 35. Mizuera steps up, claps his hands, and drops back to throw. Lefty looking down the field, now looks near side, throws a bullet, and the pass is caught right at the 10-yard line. And out of bounds, it's Bill. Owen Bill on a post to the near sideline, caught it on the fingertips at the 10, got a foot down, stepped out of bounds. 1st and goal for the Devil Dogs, and a chance to rebuild the 2-touchdown lead.
And he's over the 100-yard mark receiving, 107, and Mizuera at 100 now.
They have been the favorite connection of today's game. If we had a sponsored thing about the right connection or something, it would be
like T-Mobile or something.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Something to work on in the offseason.
AT&T, yeah. That'll be your job.
Oh, okay. Ball spotted just inside the Leathernecks 10. This is a big time for the Leathernecks defense. See if those defenders from Bound Brook and Del Val and Montgomery, North Plainfield, can stand up. Mizuera claps his hands off, running up the middle, 10-5, touchdown. It's Mishnard. Old Hillsboro connection works out for one more score. Mizuera on the handoff. Mishnard, a 10-yard scamper right up the gut. And the Devil Dogs have their 3rd touchdown of the day. It's a 2-touchdown game once again, leading 20-7 with 8:19 to go in the game. Now, how many times on the schoolyard did that play out? How many times in a regulation field this year did that play out? Now, Mishnard getting the full reins of the Hillsboro offense with Sean Livinitis graduating and getting a chance to really make his mark this year, that's for sure. A chance for the PAT here for Hillsboro. It's their roster tight end, Trevor McLowan. Spot down, kick up, and it is true. Hey, 4 for 4 on PATs today between the two teams. And with that PAT, the Devil Dogs are in front 21-7, 8:19 to go. And looking pretty sharp. That caps off a 10-play, 80-yard drive and a grind-them-out drive for the Devil Dogs that spanned more than 6 minutes.
By the way, speaking of playing on, and we were talking about Hillsboro and talking about Piscataway and those 13-0 teams. Next year, get a chance to go 14-0 as we play the group champs.
That's right.
For the first time, which is going to be really exciting. Now, it's going to be interesting to see who might emerge out of the Big Central Conference this year, because those 2 best teams, Cranford and Hillsboro, and Cranford won the sectional title but lost in that regional championship game to West Morris. It's going to be interesting to see who jumps out, because both of those teams lost a lot of guys, including Hillsboro.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just look at all the Hillsboro. If you're listening on Central Jersey Sports Radio, you've heard about all the Hillsboro names we've said. It's a good bunch of them, seniors. Devil Dogs kicking it here to start the Leathernecks drive. It's caught at the 10 and fair caught, so Leathernecks will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20 as they try to mount another comeback, trailing once more by 2 touchdowns.
So it's going to be a fun year as we head into year 3, covering the league. And then, that first year wasn't really, it was the league, but there were no playoffs. It was an 8-game season, and you had some pods at the end there. Last year, the first year, really the Big Central was able to do anything when you got to playoffs were concerned, and that was a lot of fun. And it will be fun, but it's going to be a wide open league, I think, this year. I don't know if there's anybody you could look at. Like, you could look at Hillsboro, and you thought maybe Somerville make a run last year, and Cranford had a lot of people back. It's going to be an interesting league to see who's going to be really good and assert themselves in that conference as they go into year 3, second full year.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's for sure. Oh, here we go. Leathernecks ball. 1st and 10 at their own 20. Will Letters in at QB. He takes a snap. He's going to try to run it himself off the left side. And you hear the whistles. He got stopped before the line of scrimmage. Not much going on there. Sal Volpe, another Hillsborough name, a linebacker, is in for the stop. Now they'll put him back to the line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd and 10. Clock rolling, 7:40 to go. And before the Leathernecks came on the field, Sean Carty, who's their head coach or one of the top coaches at Montgomery under Zoran Milic. Some parting words of, go get him. Let's go score some points. 2nd and 10. Letters claps his hands, fakes the handoff, throws right, and the pass is over the head of its intended target and incomplete. That was Mark Jenkins in the flat. It looked like that pass was tipped. There were a couple of guys in the backfield from the Devil Dogs as soon as the snap was received. And so no chance there for Letters, the Voorhees quarterback, to do much of anything. And quickly, it's 3rd and 10.
And here we go. There's Officer Kaiser coming up. How you doing? Nice to see you.
So 3rd and 10, they're going to have to generate some offense here. The offense on that touchdown drive to start the second half came with Lepoidovin running the ball, trading off drives as the QBs, of course. Let's see if Letters can get it going. 3rd and 10, takes a snap, hands it off to fake. Benitez looking down the field for a throw, now tries to cut it back in on a rush, and he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. So Letters gave it to Benitez, who came to the near side, and you could see him for half a second look downfield as if to say, let's pull off this trick play. But the swarming Devil Dogs defense stopped that, and so it's 4th and 10. And nothing doing on an important drive for the Leathernecks, so they're forced to punt. They're back at their own 20. And we're past the midway point now, the 4th quarter. Benitez will be back to punt it. Now, if the Devil Dogs score on the ensuing possession, that might just about do it. Bragging rights will be earned for the guys from Hillsborough and Bridgewater-Raritan and Immaculata. Franklin for sure. Now snap is back to Benitez, kicks it away, spiraling punt past the 50, checks up at the Devil Dogs' own 45, and that is where they will take over with 5:27 to go on the rolling clock here in the stopped clock here in the 4th quarter.
And Dom, I want to bring on Captain Kaiser, who we heard in the pregame. Nice. Thanks for coming up to talk to us.
Hey, absolutely. Couldn't ask for better weather for a game of football here.
Oh, and thanks to the Marines for helping put on this game year after year, 9th year. Here's a Maryland guy up here watching some Jersey football. What do you think?
There's one thing that Maryland's known for, it's crab cakes and football. So, it's great to see it out here. I mean, it really wouldn't happen without all the coaches out here. Coach Zoran Milic, Coach. Who else is out there? Rick Mance for Bridgewater-Raritan, Coach Rich
Seubert. Yeah.
Yep, all these coaches.
Now, the Devil Dogs have the ball here. They're driving right to left at their own 48-yard line. And the first play they hand off, running right side, there's Colson, who skips across the 50 out of the 45, and he's tackled there just short of first down territory. But 9 more yards for Nissan Colson, who's had a great day.
Dom and I love the band.
Outstanding.
The Marine Corps Quantico band, they're fantastic. That brass band, every time they come out and perform, there's a little Louisiana twist to the music, and they do fantastic. They include the crowd, number of people into their music, get everybody singing. Just creates a great atmosphere, and they're real professionals.
Got to get them up to a Rutgers game one year.
Oh my goodness, absolutely.
It's a long trip from down to Virginia, but
it was funny. We were watching them play at halftime, and they played some of the songs that you'll hear at every Rutgers football or basketball game, and so it reminded me of them.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And a little patriotic spin, getting them all up there, dressed blues, interacting to the crowd.
Second down passes incomplete. Frank Lenteni, who is under center now for the Devil Dogs, and so 3rd and 2 coming up.
we have ourselves a game here, 7:21. You know,
Want to do some play-by-play?
They took some.
No.
Give you our spotting chart here. You can
gosh.
jump in there.
You know, I just gotta say it's a much better game than last year. I think last year it was a little bit of a lopsided competition, but this year a little bit better.
Well, I appreciate you. Appreciate you popping up. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on with us, and again, thank you for your service.
Hey, Semper Fidelis.
And all of that. Yes, sir. I tell you what, we got a Marine who did a show at the college station where I work. Don Busney, great guy, and you guys do amazing work.
It's one thing the Marines are definitely known for is making some good men and women. So we'll continue on that tradition and legacy here. So.
Thank you, Captain, for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Captain Kaiser here joining us here at the tail end of the Bazalone Bowl, and I guess he'll be down there for presentation of the MVPs and all that kind of stuff. They really do amazing job supporting this game every year and supports the Basilone Memorial Foundation, which supports veterans, families, and the Cancer Center over at Robert Wood Johnson. So thanks for coming up. We'll see you down on the field in a little bit. That was great.
Yeah,
that was great to get
nice.
a visit from that man. He's awesome. He's awesome. Marines are awesome for doing this. And, you know, it's a big event. It was a great crowd here.
Yeah, several hundred turned out. Well, it's 4th down for the Devil Dogs, 4th and 5. Snap is back. They're going to try to run it to the right side. A stretch for the line again and not close. That was a good effort on 4th down. A drive stalling out at midfield. Matt Caruso came in there under center for that play and tried to pick up 5 after Nassan Colson got stuffed for a loss of a couple on 3rd and 2. So it's going to be Leathernecks ball. They'll take over, trailing 21-7 with 2:10 and going on the clock.
You know how they talk about pace of play in Major League Baseball? I love a 2-hour high school football game.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it fits
I mean,
right
I
into
love football, but you get those long half times in and everything, and this is great. This is a lot of fun to watch. There's so much talent out there, Dom. It really is. It really is great.
Well, we're going to have to hurry here, the Leathernecks will, because clock's rolling, 1:50 to go. Pat Lapoitovan back under center as he takes the first down snap, heaves it to the far sideline, and the pass is incomplete.
Just
deep
missed
ball.
Bill out there.
Yep, deep ball, far side. Looking for Alex Benitez, down there,
right.
yes. Drops incomplete. That was something we talked about with the bowl game, and some fluid rules as we go. The clock keeps rolling under minute 30 to go, so that might just be all she wrote for the Leathernecks.
Just might be.
Who are trailing 21-7. Devil Dogs might have it. You heard Captain Kaiser say a better game than last year's, more eventful, that's for sure. Closer game. But Devil Dogs offense getting it done. So down to 110. Lapoitovan back in the gun. Ball at the Leathernecks' own 46. Quick snap, quick toss into the flat, far side, across midfield. And a pickup of close to 10 on the play.
Now we're going to have offensive and defensive MVPs from both teams afterwards as voted on by the media. And we're going to pick up PA announcer Matt Moscow after the game for that before we sign off. And then we'll have, nice little story and maybe some post-game reaction too from some of the guys.
I got an idea for the offensive MVPs. I won't say it in the event it's not them, but I wouldn't be surprised if I know who. 1st and 10 inside the 50. Lapoitovan takes the snap, rolls out near side, pass incomplete. Looking downfield, Devil Dogs pick it off and looking for a big return. I believe this is Corsi trying to come back for the Devil Dogs, who gets across the 40, and he's finally bumped down there after a pick return of about 15 yards. And that should just about ice it.
All over but the shouting.
That was Dylan Corsi, the Bridgewater-Raritan wide receiver and defensive back. 10 seconds and rolling on the clock. And the pick will end things for the Devil Dogs. Their exclamation point. The Devil Dogs. Marines' doggedness. They showed doggedness today. And the Devil Dogs defeat the Leathernecks in this Basilone Bowl by the final of 21-7.
So we'll stick around and get that final announcement right after the handshake from Matt Moscow, our PA man here in the booth. And we'll get all that coming up. It's a long handshake line as they go right there at midfield. And we'll have some audio for you after the game on cjsportsradio.com. And then don't forget tomorrow, baseball tentative 6:15 start time from Veterans Park in Hamilton. We'll have Immaculata and Rani Prep in the non-public Group B championship game. Only team left. Immaculata started 0-3. We were there for game 1 of the season, April 1st. 15-4, they lost to Somerville.
Good to see you here.
Tough one. And then they were all the only one standing at the end, playing for a state title. They've got now 5 sectional championships and 3 group championships, and gunning for another one coming up. All right, let's see. Are we ready for the MVPs? Just about. They're going to huddle up, and they'll all talk to each other. And then they'll do this thing at midfield. Zorn Milic is out there at the middle of the field, handling everything. He's playing traffic cop right now.
He's going to be happy.
This is what he's
Competitive
doing.
Game. Everybody got out of it,
it was
healthy.
Fun. Absolutely.
Points.
Nobody got hurt. What did we have? 1 flag? 2 flags, maybe?
We had the illegal touching on an offensive lineman trying to catch a pass. We had a false start, I believe, and that was about it. Clean
That's
game.
pretty good for, a bunch of guys who only got together last Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, let's get our PA man.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we turn your attention to midfield, where our coaches, along with members of the United States Marine Corps, will pay tribute to our student athletes as they award our most valuable offensive player, most valuable defensive player for each team, and our most outstanding player for the 2022 Basilone Bowl. First up, for the Leathernecks, the offensive MVP from Montgomery High School, Alex Benitez. Offensive MVP for the Leathernecks, Alex Benitez, Montgomery High School. The defensive MVP for the Leathernecks from Montgomery High School, Andre Sumayan. The offensive MVP for the Devil Dogs from Franklin High School, Nassan Colson. The defensive MVP for the Devil Dogs from the Pingree School, Jacob Ventura. And your overall MVP for the 2022 Bazalone Bowl from Hunterdon Central High School, Owen Bill.
Can't say that was much of a surprise, Dom, either. Owen Bill at 65-yard touchdown catch, and he finished with 107 yards receiving on 4 catches. 65 for the TD, 8, 7, and 27.
Yeah, played well. Colson getting the offensive.
Fans, that concludes our 9th annual
Well-deserved.
Bazalone Bowl. We thank you for your support.
There you go.
For your attendance tonight.
You had a couple of guys who have already announced their college plans, a couple of guys who are still trying to figure that out, play well. And again, you think back to the importance of today, the reason we're here today, honoring John Bazalone, raising funds that are going to go to some great causes, and having a fun, great night of football. I think everything was achieved tonight.
Well, that's going to do it from here. Dom, it's great to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you too, Mike.
Hope we catch up again soon. Baseball tomorrow, 6:15 pregame, and 7 o'clock first pitch, tentatively scheduled. Immaculata and Rani in the non-public Group B championship game. But the final score from here, and thanks to all the organizers of this, including Zoran Milic, John Maggio, Rick Mance, all the coaches, all the players, the cheerleaders, those who made it possible. Great Basilone Bowl, the 9th annual, and the Devil Dogs win it 21-7. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you soon.